Hey, in a recent video, I discussed a piece of cold painted pottery I had picked up and how I was saving it to put it together with a grouping. I thought today I would dive in further into what it means and what they are and why I'm putting together as a grouping. So cold painted pottery is literally just any piece of pottery that's painted after it's been fired. So the piece of pottery is made, it's thrown or done on a wheel. It's then glazed and fired. And so after that, it's painted. So that means cold painted means the paint is not literally under the glaze. So it's done after the firing. A lot of these pieces are actually painted sometimes years after the fact, especially the ones I'm buying, because I'm buying pieces of utilitarian pottery, jugs and crocks that were made to be used, and then someone decided to paint them years later, maybe as a gift, or maybe it's just decor, or maybe to put out on their porch. I'm looking for those types of pieces. So the centerpiece with the peaches is a piece I picked up recently here in upstate New York. The other two I've had for a while, so I'm actually I've put together a collection of 3. I might sell these as a collection of 3. People tend to, I don't know, tend to like collections, but they're all kind of interesting enough that maybe they should sell individually, because you might be looking for one style of paint over a different style of paint. They're all utilitarian pieces of pottery, jugs, all of slightly different ages. One with the sloped shoulders there is the newest. Little crock with the lid is probably the oldest, and that jug somewhere in between the two. So you're looking at mid to late 1800s all the way to early 1900s for the 3 of them, maybe even 1920s or so for that jug, 1930s. That might actually be like a mercury jug sometimes, about that size. These are actually all a little bit smaller than the normal jug size. These are like smaller than half gallons. I don't know. So when it comes to buying pieces of cold painted pottery, I have 3 factors I looked into: condition, age, visual appeal. First, condition. Condition matters about everything we buy and sell. So of the 3 factors, condition is obviously important. But what about condition? No one really cares, or not, I won't say that. The condition of the jug matters less than, or the condition of the piece of pottery matters less than the condition of the paint. If the piece has a chip on the back, that's going to matter less, especially if it was chipped there before it was painted. Like I said, a lot of these type of pieces were used for years before they were painted. So you really want the condition of the paint to matter. That's what, after all, you're selling it more as a piece of art than a piece of pottery, so the condition of the paint is most important. And by condition, you're talking not just about whether it's flaking or cracked or rubbed off, but also the originality of it. Has it been touched up over the years? These are all in the original paint. As you can see, like this piece has a little bit of loss there, but it's pretty minor, and it's not on every peach. Like that peach is very clean. That peach is also very clean, so that side is very clean. This piece is cool. This piece is all original paint, actually painted to look a little bit, I think, like a Shenandoah Valley, Virginia jug, but it's got a little bit of losses on the sides, but not a lot, but has a really cool look to it. And this has minor losses, but especially you see some wear up along the shoulder, on the rim. But yeah, more modern art piece. That is cool. So age, we're buying these more as pieces of art, so the age matters less than it does with just a plain piece of pottery. But we don't want them to be brand new. And why is that? When it comes to folk art, we like pieces that are more one-offs, meaning the artist only made one of them. And if it's a new piece, it's quite possible the artist is just cranking them out now because they're an artist making a living at this. They might be painting a lot of them. Whereas if it was someone in the 1910s, 1920s, they probably painted this just as decor to put in their house because they had this jug laying around, they had all this paint, and they were just called to paint it or something, or they were giving it as a gift. So those type of pieces would be just one-offs. Those pieces will tend to hold their value more or be worth more. Visual appeal. The third most important factor is the visual appeal. It's actually the most important factor. Does it look good? Well, that's always subjective. Do you have a good eye? Are you good at picking out art? Do I have a good eye? Does anyone have a good eye? Not to get too theoretical, but probably. I think people have good eyes. Better eyes than others. Obviously, it's all still subjective, so what even 90% of people think is really a beautiful piece of art, 10% are going to hate. And of course, we're only selling to the people who love it, right? But I think I have a decent eye. I know there's definitely antique dealers out there who have better eyes than me. And I think there's ones that have worse, but I seem to sell enough of it, so I guess I have a decent enough eye. I buy what I find attractive, and enough people seem to agree. Like I said, no piece of art is universally beloved. Visual appeal is the most important factor in buying these cold painted pieces of pottery. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe. If you want to follow my nomadic antiques journey, as I travel around the country buying and selling antiques, check out my other videos. Thanks for watching. Peace.